Hey there, welcome back. So, I do want to say no dogs were harmed in the making of this or previous videos, even though she yelped in the last one. I did not step on her. I was just in her way. All right, so let's try to get this finished. We finished our turn. You can see here these two are active, and the Muslims are still winning hands down. And we're running out of time. So this is the card that they're going to get. And then the next card is a United Bengal. And here, either remove a Muslim state or arrest all activists in up to 2. That is an amazing event to get. And we're going to get it. So let's start with this one. And I'm realizing, you'd think after playing this I would know exactly what they're going to do, but I'm pretty sure current one's not critical, next one's not critical, next player, he's doing up a special activity. That does hurt us, but he's going to be... He's actually going to pass because he will be first eligible in the next card. And the first eligible does not require for it to be critical or that he's going to do the event or anything. So, okay. So let's take his turn. Any available? No. New card. Any Muslim spaces eligible? Man, they ask that question all the time. So spaces with protests, Muslim League activists and a Muslim League base, plus spaces with protest and activists up to unity. Each, okay, those definitely exist. So yes. Is India in crisis? Yes. So they're going to do non-cooperation. Select Muslim spaces using shift to opposition. All right, so for shift to opposition, they want not at active opposition, Muslim space, 2 pop, and Raj has the most support. Okay, so and they get to do this everywhere where there's a base plus 1 extra space for unity. And it has to have protests. So they get to do a lot of places here. So for example, this is the protest without a base. So that's eligible for the 1 extra, but so is East Bengal. Actually, there's no protest here. So this might be the one, yes, this will be the one without a base. So they're gonna shift it 1 level. And so we're going to lose the support, so we lose 2 points. Okay, and then here they're going to choose to shift this to active oppose. So that gives them another point, and it gives Gandhi a point. Okay, then over here they're going to get rid of our passive support, so we lose a point. And then here, no protest. Here, it's already full. So that's all the protest bases. One thing, one little wrinkle. This one keeps the support. So we get the 2 points back. And here's why. They need to have activists. They don't have any activists there. So that doesn't do anything for them. And it, of course, has to be a place where there's protest. Now, they do get to do it over here, though, because they get to pick a place that is not a base location, that has a protest marker. And so there is a protest marker here, and there is Muslim activists, or there are. So we actually do lose 1 level of support. So that does take 2 points away from us. So that was a brutal turn. Every time they take their turn, they hurt us big. They're not even done. So special activity, they're going to do infiltrate to place a Muslim state. So let's figure that out now. Infiltrate for them, it's a crisis, so they're definitely going to do that. Place a Muslim state marker in a province with Muslim League base and no Raj control. So they're definitely going to get to do that. So Muslim League base with no Raj control is going to be over here. So they get a Muslim state, which gives them 2 more points. So they are winning hands down. There's not even a close contest right now. So then we come back over, everybody's eligible. Black gets to go first. We draw the next card. And so it says we can shift up to 2 provinces, each 1 level towards passive support. That's actually very helpful for us, but it's a critical event for the Muslims who would get to go first. Set unity to 3 and add up to 2 bases to any provinces. Okay, so they would definitely do that. That doesn't hurt us too much. The unity actually hurts us a little, but it gets us out of crisis mode. Okay, so this one's United Bengal. So we're going to start with the revolutionaries past, so they get to go first. Current events not critical and effective. Next eligible is not critical. Would they be first eligible in the next? Nope. So they're going to do ops plus SA, and then we're going to do the event. I'm sorry, that's not us. We're going to do the event. So that's how this is going to play out. And let's figure out what they're going to do. So is there 6 or more guerrillas? Yes, there are. Crisis. Infiltrate to place a base. I don't think they can. They just don't have enough. Place a revolutionary base in a state or province with no Raj control, as long as it's a space with an underground guerrilla. Well, they can do that. So, a state or a province with no Raj control with an underground guerrilla. There's 1 space left, and that's this one. And so they're going to get 1 point for that. Die roll less than or equal to available guerrillas. I'm going to roll. I rolled a 3, which is exactly equal to. So they're going to rally. So they're not going to place a base. They don't have any to place anyways. Select spaces using place guerrillas. So, got to get that figured out. I think they want to go to a base without guerrillas, unrest without guerrillas, and then most revolutionary base. Yeah, so they're just creating a firestorm here of guerrillas in Madras. That's actually quite comical. And then they would move a guerrilla from out of play to available, but there's none. They actually have every piece available to them in the game. So they took their turn, and now we're going to do the event. So the event is we can remove a Muslim state or arrest all activists in 2 states. We are definitely removing a state. That's the whole point of this. And I think it would be most fun to do it in the place that's the hardest, because we have to remove both of these bases before we can remove this state. But now we can just remove it. So that is awesome. And then we don't gain control yet, because there's 1, 2, 3 pieces, and we have 3. But by removing that state, we cause them to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 points. That's big. Very big. So need to do some more, and I think we're going to run out of time because we're now ineligible. So this card comes out, and then the next card is, this one's going to be available for us. Move any 2 species to out of play, then activate any 4 gorillas. That's not really exciting. Garage resources -2 for every activist in jail, then shift restraint. That's not exciting either. Okay, but it might mean we get to do a full action. It all depends on whether or not the campaign card's coming. And there are 1, 2, 3 cards left after this one. So the campaign card is coming. So just don't know when. And it's a very high chance that we're not going to get another turn. It's a little unfortunate, but so let's go. Shift 2 Muslim provinces, each 1 level. Oh, I'm sorry. Green is going to do the event. And then this one, they could do an event plus special activity, or they can choose to go first on the next. They'll be first eligible in upcoming card. They're going to choose to pass. Which hurts us quite a bit, in fact. That hurts us a lot. Okay, so they are going to set Unity to 3, which makes our costs, no, Unity doesn't affect our costs, and add 2 bases to any provinces with no Raj control. So Unity goes to 3, and then these 2 bases are going to go somewhere with, they're going to want to go where it's a, so for example, there, they want to go where they have a state, and then they want to go in a 2-pop spot. But see, we have Raj control over East Bengal, so they can't go there. They can't go into Punjab. But this is an event. Add up to 2 bases to any provinces with no Raj control. So what they get to do is 2 bases to any provinces. They actually get to just flat out replace that one because events let you do that. And so they go down 2. All right. And they do have like a base placement priority thing, but it's pretty straightforward. It needs to be a Muslim location that's 2-pop and has no league base already. So there's only 3 spaces. Then they want the fewest cubes. So they can't go where there's Raj control. They want to put another one in there, but there's more cubes than there is in Punjab. So they go to Punjab and they, when it says place a base, you get to replace anything there. So they kicked out the revolutionaries. That's the way the events work. They're pretty cruel that way. And because this guy passed, you're going to see how that's going to harm us if we even do get to take another turn. So we didn't care about the event per se, but we wanted to go first so we could do a full action plus a special activity. We get to do both. And you could do the special activity first, and we could have moved cubes into the state so we can remove the Muslim state with a sweep. I'm sorry, an assault. So that's part of our issue. But with them going first, they're also not going to do the event, but they're very likely going to take the op plus special activity, which means we're then stuck with a limited operation, or we do the event. And a limited operation means we only get to do one thing in one location. So they really screwed us quite hard by passing like that. So, but let's see if the campaign card comes. This may be a moot discussion. So the campaign card is here, not here. So this is the next one. And you can see they're going first, and it's critical for them, and they're eligible. So if we were to pass this round, we would drop behind them and not get to go then either. They would get to do the event, and then the Muslims actually would become eligible, so we wouldn't even get a turn next turn. So it's now or never for us, and unfortunately, we're going to have to be stuck either doing the event or a limited operation. We can't, if we wait until the next card, both he and him get to go before us. So, and then there's only 2 cards left, and one of them is a campaign card. So 50% chance we're not even going to get another turn. So now how do I know that he's doing that? Well, first of all, this is not critical and effective for him. This is not critical effective for him the next turn. And so that's basically it. It's also not critical and effective for me. So he's not trying to block me. He's not trying to help himself. So he's going to do a full op plus SA. And then we're going to have to figure out a limited operation. That limited operation is going to be an assault. But then we get a free sweep. So that's the only good news. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Too bad we can't do a sweep somewhere other than where the assault's going to occur. That's the part that hurts us. Because Punjab needs more troops. I need to move troops into there. But this one does not need new troops. We have plenty of troops already there. We just need to do an assault. This screws us so bad. The AI hurt us so bad. If they would have at least done the event, then we could have done a full action. I think we're going to lose the game because of what they did. And they're not going to win. So they played Kingmaker on this. But I don't think, I for sure can't pass. So I got hosed. I need to get 1 troop into Punjab so I can take control. Just 1 needs to move there. Okay. Here, I need to remove a Muslim state, which I can do with just 1 assault action, but I don't need to move any troops there. So what I should have done, thinking deeper, I should have removed that Muslim state and then left those up there. But the problem with an assault action, I could have done it. No, I couldn't have. See, with the base there, I don't think I can remove a state. No. So actually, I can't remove that Muslim state this turn anyways. The only way I can do that is I have to pay 3 resources. I have to do what's called a govern action. And I can't do that. Okay, so I'll let's do their turn first, and we'll figure out what we're going to do. Any protest spaces with Raj control? Yes. And the dang non-cooperation thing. We don't have a crisis anymore, so it says spaces with protests and Congress activists, and unless during crisis, no Raj control. So there's no, oh yeah, there is. There is, yes. So we're going to do move Gandhi. So he's going to move to a place with no active opposition, 2 pop, and Raj control. So Gandhi, oh, he's in jail, so we can't move him. So it says you can remove Gandhi to any space released from jail if Raj agrees. Screw you, I'm not agreeing. So then it's persuade. So let's do persuade. Actually, if I let him out of jail, he removes a protest marker. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to let him out of jail. I don't have to pay for him either. So I let him go here. And he's going to go there because he wants to go to a 2-pop place that's in Raj control. And it's not Muslim. Or no, he doesn't care about the Muslim part. But he wants Raj control 2-pop that has a protest marker. And it's not an active opposition. So East Bengal is also not an active opposition, but there's no protest marker there. You see that? And then West Bengal has a protest marker, but it's not in Raj control. So you're sort of seeing how this is playing out. And the only 2-pop place, Bihar is one of them. You can see there, but there's no protest marker. Oh, he's not looking for a protest marker. He's just looking for a 2-pop, Raj control, and then unrest. I don't see any unrest where we have control, so that part's not happening. And then fewest cubes. Oh crap, it is going to be Bihar. Okay, so he's going to Bihar if he were to go. And if he did that, then he's removing an unrest marker and any protest marker. Nope, he's adding an activist. Yeah, I can let him add an activist. There's no protest marker there. So it doesn't do anything. Okay. So that's that piece. Then the next piece is non-cooperation. Select all protest spaces with Congress activists and no Raj control. There is no crisis on this situation. So shift each space 1 level towards active opposition. Then restraint -1, which restraint's already as low as it goes. So the only protest places that have no Raj control and a Congress activist is here. And it does hurt us, though. We lose 2 points for that. Okay, so now we get our one limited operation. So we get to do an assault, which removes pieces with a sweep. But the sweep has to go into the space that the assault occurs. So I can't, for example, sweep somewhere else. The other thing we can try to do is like a sweep in general, because troops are free. I can move as many troops as I want to any place that I want. But the problem is there's more than one destination. It's a limited operation, so you can only go to one destination. Now, it is possible, because sometimes the rules are, you can only move from one location. You can move to as many destinations as you want, but you can only move them from one location. That's where the limited operation thing becomes a little sneaky. So let me check that real quick. And of course, finding it is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I know it's in the rules, though, so bear with me. 2.3.5. If the limited operation is a garrison, sweep, demonstrate, it involves pieces from multiple origin spaces but only one destination. If it's march, it can involve multiple destination spaces but only one origin. So that's the big thing. So, and it flat out says garrison, sweep, and demonstrate. You can go from multiple origin spaces, but only one destination. Here's our dilemma. Assault will remove an active piece. It will not remove the Muslim state. So if I were to sweep into Punjab there, I would actually get to take control. Punjab. That would be 2 points. I would also be able to assault it and remove the 2 bases and the active person. So that part's not an issue. I can also go into United Provinces and remove those guys and be able to get 2 points that way. And as you can see, it's neutral, so I'd be able to even use, it could be one of my 4 locations that I'm going to, add support, which would give me 4 more points, right? But the Punjab there, the reason why that one's good is because it takes points away from the Muslims. Or it will. But it's not going to give me points. And that's the part that's a little sneaky here. And then I also want to check the imperialism either removes an unrest marker or shifts towards active support. It doesn't do both. And there's an unrest marker in Punjab. So the unrest marker is all I'd get to remove. I would not be able to... So I would gain Raj control there, but then I would only be able to remove the unrest marker. I would not be able to remove that active opposed ×2, which would take 4 points away from them and from Gandhi, right? So I can't do that because the unrest marker is sitting there. So when I choose that location for the imperialism at the end of the campaign, I'm not going to be able to take away their points. Whereas if I go to United Provinces, I get 2 points just like I would in Punjab, but then I get to use that neutral there and add 2 levels of support. That gives me 4 points. It doesn't hurt them, but at least helps me. If I assault this one, I can't remove the Muslim state. That's the problem I have. I can remove their base, but that doesn't do anything. I already have control over East Bengal, and then everywhere else I don't have control over squat. I could try to come down into here, but all I'm going to end up doing is killing guerrillas. I'm not going to gain control. Actually, I would gain control, but see, there's an unrest marker there, so that doesn't do me any good. So how can I hurt them? I can't. So I'm going to do the free sweep with assault. And then I would just sweep 2 of these in, and we would gain control. So we get 2 points for that. I could assault them and put them in jail, but then I have to pay for them to be in jail, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to leave them there. I'm banking on the fact that they're not going to get another turn. So I would love to have done something else, but I can't. The freaking limited operation. If I would have been able to do assaults everywhere, or even just sweeps, because I can move these for free in a sweep action. So I could have moved 2 of these here and gained control of that, like, for nothing. Yes, I understand the unrest marker is there, I get it, but I could at least remove the unrest marker, and that would have helped me. So this blows. It blows a lot. And then this one here, I'm going to lose points and he's going to gain points because since this is a Muslim state, he's going to get to bump this 2 levels as part of the endgame criteria. So that's all I get to do. And so now we end, they go up. This is the card for them, and 50-50 chance. The game's not ending. So that means we're going to get another turn. No, we're not going to get another. The game's going to end for sure as soon as we draw that. So this is the final turn. We don't even need to look at the next card, which was a critical card for us. In Punjab and adjacent provinces, remove 4 activists and shift 2 of those spaces, each 1 level. Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing. In Punjab and adjacent provinces. That's everywhere adjacent. Look at all those active, all those opposition spaces. I would have removed so many points. Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing. Yeah, I for sure would have wanted that one. Dang it. And it would even have worked out. Look, I was going to go before them. But the thing is, as soon as it's our turn, we're going to draw this, and that's going to be end of game. We did need to make sure I did the game right. Okay, well, this guy's doing an event because it's critical, and this one will it doesn't even matter. He's going to do his full turn, and we're going to lose this game miserably. So what are the revolutionaries doing? They are, in one space, add 2 gorillas from out of play, add 1 unrest marker, and shift the space to neutral. So where do they want to add is the question. Revolutionary base without gorillas. Unrest without gorillas. Most revolutionary bases. 1 to 2 gorillas and no revolutionary base. So those are their priorities. So I'm pretty sure they don't want to put it here because there's already an unrest marker there. So where there's 1 to 2 gorillas with no, there's only one place on the board with gorillas and no unrest, and that's Jammu and Kashmir. So they're gonna add 2 gorillas from out of play, and actually there aren't any. So they'll take them from here, since they have a buttload of them here. So they'll add 2 gorillas from out of play, add 1 unrest marker, and shift the space to neutral. So the unrest marker will help them to gain a point, and since it goes to neutral, both the Muslims and Gandhi lose a point. So that sort of helps us. I think it's them recognizing they need to prevent the Muslims from winning as well. So thematically that makes sense, and they're done. This card was long gone a long time ago. So next is the Muslims now get to go. Are there 6 or more activists in India? Yes. Persuade in 2 spaces to activate guerrillas using remove and remove adversaries. So let's look up persuade. Remove 1 active piece or activate a guerrilla for every active nonviolent piece. That's what they want to do. So it's 2 spaces that have Muslim League pieces. They're either going to remove an active piece or activate a guerrilla. And they want to activate guerrilla as top priority. That's what this card's saying. So there's Muslim League pieces here, so they'll activate this guerrilla, which doesn't do anything because we're already out of control there. So that's 1 space. And I guess for the second space, they're going to remove a piece. So it's somewhere where there's a Muslim piece, they're going to remove an adversary. And an adversary for them is an unrest marker, just so, or is it remove an active piece? Let's remove an active piece. Okay, so for them, that's a base is their highest level active piece. But it has to be a place where they're located, and there's no revolutionary base there. So that's not an issue. So then they're going to try to remove a player faction. I don't even know what that means. And then most common piece, activist, sepoy, and then guerrilla. I don't think it matters. There's nowhere that helps them. Clearly they're going to want to do it in a 2-pot place. So, you know, they would like come here and remove this. They already did something in Punjab, so that's the only place that matters to them, but you know, they don't have an active piece in Sindh. Okay, so that's their primary, or I'm sorry, that was their special activity. And are they available plus activists in jail? So there's 4. So let's roll the die. So less than or equal, yes. Place bases where Muslim League activists succeed unity. Unity is 3. There's nowhere on the board. Select spaces using place activists. If there's 3 or more in jail, release prisoners. they have no activists to place. So all they get to do is release prisoners, which I'm not even sure we need to worry about doing. What is that? Sprout. Release a die roll of activists from jail to available. Yeah, we're going to do it because that costs us less money. So there's one. That stunk. But it goes to available. Okay, so game's over. And now we do the final victory check. And you can see right there, Muslims win. We don't get to do the imperialism and then do the game end check here. If we would have been able to do this and then the game end check, there was a chance we could have possibly won, because we could have given ourselves some pretty decent points. We could have, in 4 provinces, increased our support. So, for example, this would have been 2 more points for us. That would have been 4 more for 6. We could have removed points from them and then added points for us for 8. And then a 4th place would have been, oh gosh, here for 10. So we would have gone up 10 points. We're at 27. We'd have made it to 37. Not enough to win. We would have removed 2 of their points, which would have put them to 17. They still would have won. So if more than one of us is winning the game when you get to this part, what it is, it's the highest margin of victory then. So clearly they're winning by 2 points. I would have, let's say I made it to 39, I would have I'd have been winning by 0 points. And so because they're 2 points past their victory level and I'm 0 past mine, they have a higher margin of victory. So there was no catching them. They had me beat. So, but they win alone. The revolutionaries and Gandhi did not win. Like I said, if we would have done all of these support steps, I think Gandhi would have moved into the win margin. So we would actually had a more difficult victory to figure out if we would have done this support step, because they would be able to create some opposition, and that would have put Gandhi into the win category as well. And Gandhi would have possibly picked places that didn't help the Muslims, but it's hard to say. I'd have to sit down and math it all out, and I don't feel like doing it. But the Muslims win, hand down. Don't need to do anything else. Well done. We lost. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. And I know I all the way to the end of the game sort of stepped through every one of these operations. And maybe some of you memorized them way quicker than I did. I find that I make mistakes when I start to try to remember everything versus just looking at the card. So I apologize if this took a little bit longer than you wanted it to. But I also believe that most of you, by the time you get this far in the game, you're watching it because you're having fun watching the game, and this stuff doesn't bother you. So thank you so much. I am going to do a quick errata video and insert it in the beginning of this series just for people to understand a few things. But anyways, thanks for watching. I enjoyed this, even though I lost. And the AI was good. It was sufficient. Let's put it that way. I think it definitely punched me in the gut in several places, and like I said, it definitely prevented us from pushing to that final win, which is what we wanted to do at the end of the game. So, all right, stay awesome as always, and stay healthy and safe.